Morning gang, it's Thursday the 6th of December 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you live from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire, where I'm pleased to say it's warmed up slightly. It kind of warmed up a little bit last night. Now, is my colour all right? Before we start, can we just get my colours all right? Do I look orange this morning? I took a little bit more time to set up the camera this morning. I hope I'm not looking as orange as I did yesterday. It warmed up a little bit yesterday, and that has continued throughout the night, much to the point I didn't even have the heater on in the bedroom this morning. Went into the living room. As you know, I'm in a caravan here. I went into the living room this morning where my two heaters had been on for 2 hours. They come on at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning they switch themselves on, and I go into the living room around about 7:45, sort of 8 o'clock sort of time, and it was nearly 70 degrees in there. So it shows you if the ambient temperature outside is warmer, then the living room is a lot warmer. Now, when it's freezing outside, even after 2 hours with the heating on in that room, it can still be a little bit chilly. I wouldn't say cold. They do make a difference, but you see, the trouble is there's not a lot of insulation in this. It's just like a big metal box, really, isn't it? Anyway, went into the living room and put the television on. BBC News was on there, and they had the news item about George Bush's funeral, who, according to most people that they interview and talk to, seem to have been an all right guy, if you see what I mean, an all right man. And his son, George W. Bush, who wasn't that popular, was he? He was on there doing this speech, and he kind of lost it a little bit. Of course you would do if it was your parent. And he was doing this thing about telling him that his dad was very good at most things, but not everything. For example, he was a useless baseball player, and he ran along this list of things that his father wasn't particularly good at. He didn't like meat, he didn't like vegetables at all, especially broccoli, which gave him a bit of a problem. And he ran through this list of things and said, and of course, all these traits have been handed down to his children. Or words to that effect. What got a little bit of a laugh, and then he carried on and he kind of lost it a bit. But you can't blame him for that, can you? I didn't make any sort of, neither did my sister. We didn't make any sort of speech at my mother or father's funeral. Some people do, some people don't. We didn't. But it is quite a nice thing to do, I think, to be able to stand up there. Whether it doesn't matter if you cry, does it? Doesn't matter if you cry. I found the most upsetting funeral I ever went to was one of our priests at St. Joseph's Church in Roehampton. This would be going back about 30 years now, possibly a little bit more than that. And what had happened, there were three priests living in the priest's house, which was right next to the church, St. Joseph's, as I say, in Roehampton. There was Father Gallagher, Father Symes, and Father, I think it might have been Father Hartley. I can't remember the other one. But Father Gallagher, he was like the, how could you say, the rough and ready one. You know, he was the one that liked to muck around a lot. And he was like, all right, Chris. And he'd punch me like that. He was hilarious, Father Gallagher. And what happened was the priest's house was burgled one night. And he came and found the burglar. There wasn't any like violent stuff or any punching or anything like that, even though he just liked to punch me now and again. You know, all right, Chris, how are you? And he'd go like that. This is the priest. And the burglar went in, and it frightened the priest, and he died of a heart attack. He died quite soon after that of a heart attack. Father Symes, who was like the head priest, they had become really good friends. Really, you know how you like with your best friend, really good friends. And the funeral came, and it was packed, the church, of all priests and people, of course. And Father Symes was up there, and he was doing his little bit of a speech at the lectern thing. I'm welling up myself here thinking about it. And he just lost it. And that must have been the saddest funeral I've ever seen, to see a grown like a priest who you looked up to, and there he was standing in front of you crying. It was incredible, really, absolutely incredible. I don't think he recovered from that really after that. But there we are. So I saw the George W. Bush thing on there, and it got me to thinking: how would you like your funeral. Perhaps you'd like to book me for doing the karaoke. I mean, how far do you want to go? This is the thing. I mean, do you want to die, be buried or cremated, and then have a wake afterwards? Or do you, as a dead person, want to be at your karaoke night? I mean, if you book now, okay, doesn't matter whether you're going to die tomorrow or in 10 years' time. If you book now, I'm going to give you 5% off. Cash only, no cheques or cards. It don't get much better than that. I'll give you a little certificate, you know, paid this amount, you know, and even, I mean, you might last another 50 years. I mean, looking at some of you this morning, I doubt that very much, to be honest. But you might last another 50 or 60 years. So when you hand over your, shall we say, let's take a random figure. When you hand over your £300, cash only, no cheques or not all cards. When you hand over your £300, okay, in 50 years' time, that will seem like pocket money, won't it? And you'll be glad that you paid the £300 to me now. There you go. Although, as I say, you know, looking at some of you this morning, I'd give you about a day, maybe an hour. So there you are. You could book me to do your karaoke at your wake. Now, you may decide to just have the wake after the burial or cremation, or you can come yourself. You can come in like a little urn, and I will happily, you know, put you in a position of prominence. Obviously not as prominent as me because I am the star of the night, you know, but you can be next to me on the stage. What we could do for a little bit of a laugh, I mean, how do you want your, do you want it sad? Do you want everyone crying like that all the time? Or do you want to be happy? Yeah. Do you want stuff like a load of nuns doing, well, what's that film with all the nuns? Whoopi Goldberg. You know, do you want all that business? All happy, clappy, hymns and all that? And when you come, if you come as a dead person or a dead item, what would you call it? Ashes. Is that a dead person or a dead item? Ashes. Ooh, don't know. If you come as ashes, you know, I will put you on the stage so that everyone can see you. Or you can just come in your coffin, I suppose. Is that allowed? We can just prop you up, you know, at the back. Well, you know, head up like that, you know, not flat. I think head up. Or you could be flat. You could be flat in the middle of the pub, and then they could serve the food on that. They could have a lovely spread on top of you, and people could pick whatever they want. You know, a little sausage roll, a little vol au vent, little cakes and things like that. How do you want it? And then we could do, you know, good songs related to the funeral, perhaps. You know, Burn Baby Burn sounds a good one. Hey, Going Underground by The Jam, something like that, perhaps. You suggest what you want me to play, and I will read them out on this programme this morning. How exciting is that? We today are going to choose what we're going to do for our funeral. Personally, myself, I want the full Catholic thing, 5 hours long. Okay, I want everyone to sit there, and anyone doesn't turn up at that won't be invited to the wake afterwards. Oh, I might not have a wake, actually. We want lots of crying. I want black. I want people, maybe a couple of people committing suicide at my funeral because so many people are sad that I've gone and they can't live anymore. I like the idea of that. What do you want at yours? What is your suggestion for your funeral? Let's go to your very important messages, which are flying in this morning, I have to say. Flying in this morning. First message of the day goes to the delightful Diane Jebb. A very good morning to you over on Facebook Live. John Parrish is in the house on YouTube. Good morning, John, who said, Steve Allen thinks you're not bad. How do you know that? You wouldn't know that. I met Steve once. He is my top talk show host. He is hilarious and tells you how it is. He tells you how it is. I like Steve Allen very much. I don't get to listen to him. I listen to it live, really. I have the podcast on sometimes on the way back, and I enjoy that. But I like how he talks. Yeah, met him in a garden centre once. What a lovely chap. What a lovely man. I like him very much. Steve Allen. Have you been talking to him then? Was he a personal friend of yours, John? Is he? Do let us know. Guillermo, good morning to you. Very well here. Oh, it's a bit hot in here. Morning to Ray Reynolds. joining us this morning on the Facebook. Morning, Ray. Hello, my darlings. Charlie Drake. I know that one. Hello, my darlings. Claire's there. Good morning, Claire. Ross Herndon. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Ross. Let's have a look. Crappy colour. What's crappy colour? What, my face? Oh, it must be all right this morning. I'm looking at me in the monitor. It looks a little bit all right today. I mean, if I could chat myself up, I would do, believe me. Absolutely. Can't understand why I'm not being chatted up anymore. Can you, Katie? Good morning, Katie. Why isn't anyone chatting me up anymore? Claire loves the extra Christmas jingle when you're opening. The set looks lovely. Really warm and Christmassy. Thank you very much. We were talking to my sister and my brother-in-law, Martin, last night. And I said, I don't think I need anything else. This is it. You don't need anything else now. I don't need another tree, things hanging down, flashing. This is enough. I think sometimes you can overdo Christmas decorations, don't you? You ever look around at some of these houses, and I have to say, my mate Ron, he always makes an enormous effort with his Christmas decorations, but they're not overdone. Like outside his house, he's got a tree that's there all year. You see, like a, what is it? I don't know. A Christmassy type tree. It's not a Christmas tree, but a Christmassy type tree. And he's got lights around that and ribbons. And then along the path, he's got these like light up little stars. Like that they are, all along the path. And that's it. That's all he's got there. And it looks nice and tasteful. Now, I understand like families and dads and mums want to decorate all the outside of the house with every light possible. Santa Claus, there's the reindeer, there's the elves and everything like that. Talking of elves, Claire, I think it was you mentioned I needed an elf hat. There was one in Asda yesterday. Sorry, not Asda, there was one in Aldi we spotted last night. I nearly bought it. And then I saw that it was £4.99 and I just could not part with that money. Couldn't part with the money. What can you do? Couldn't part with the money. I might buy it next time, only because I've left myself a little bit short this week of cash. I've got the card. I don't like to use that. I don't like to take money out of the bank once it's in there, lovey. Yeah, I get paid cash, you know, and I keep some cash back. And once that's gone, that's it. I don't spend any more. I don't go to the bank and take some more out. Oh my God, no, never, never, never in 1,000 years. Banks are not there for you to take the money out of. You put it in, dear, in. And that's it. Oh, I didn't buy the hat, I'm afraid. No elves. But you do. You see some of these houses, they're plastered with lights. And I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. I'm sure the children like it. And let's remember, it is about children. Christmas is really about children and Jesus and Mary. For me, anyway. That's what Christmas is about. I act as a child most of the time. Yeah, I'm 55. I act as a child most of the time. Let me tell you, when some of these millennials, they're so sensible, aren't they? Oh, I don't find that very funny. That's not funny. Oh, no. Can we be serious about that? Well, no, not really. No, not if you're talking to me, darling. Go away. Go away. You go and be serious with your little university friends, dear. Oh, what can we do? What can we do about them? With the glasses on, the black ring glasses, aren't they? The millennials. They've got the glasses on. Oh, what can we decide today? Oh, I know. Let's do anti-animal language. And you know, you as an older person, anti-animal. Oh yes, there's anti-animal language. I believe that is now being talked about at universities. This has been sent to me by the delightful Merlin. Stop using anti-animal language. You may have seen this little post on various Facebooks. I'm getting quite hot here. I might have to actually open the door. I didn't think this was going to happen again till the summer. I remember sitting here in the summer. Let me use this special doorstop, otherwise known as a pillow. Oh, there's not any stains on that, is there? No, thank God for that. One moment. Let's open that door. Christ, I'm hot in here. That's better. Let some of that heat out. That's warmed up considerably. So stop using anti-animal language. Here we go. Instead of kill two birds with one stone, you must say feed two birds with one scone. Right? Instead of be the guinea pig, this is anti-animal. Anti-animal. Groups of left-wing supporters will be at this moment setting up Facebook groups for anti-animal behaviour, which you have probably did last night when you were sitting there eating a piece of dead animal off your plate. Instead of be the guinea pig, be the test tube. Instead of beat a dead horse, anti-animal, feed a dead horse. And the one that's been circulating all over the place at the moment, instead of bring home the bacon, very bad. Those poor vegans are killing themselves in their millions when they hear that. They jump over bridges, dear. Oh, I can't believe someone's done that. Bah! Splash. Dead. Bring home the bacon. Instead of that, bring home the bagels. I like bagels, don't you? There's a lovely bagel shop in East London run by these wonderful Jewish ladies who don't take no crap. I went in there on a Saturday night. It's a while ago now, quite a while ago now, after I'd been to a lovely little club that I used to frequent quite a lot called Chariots. Lots of very, very free. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. Closed down, probably by health and safety, I would imagine. But it was a lovely place called Chariots, and I used to come out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. I used to slide into my car. I used to get my little bum on that seat and slide backwards. And there was a couple of times I went to the bagel shop, which wasn't too far away, Brick Lane in East London. There were these Jewish ladies in there. And if there were, and they were sort of around about my age, maybe a little bit younger. And you know, you would have groups of young people in there. Dare I say once again, millennials, who, you know, these millennials, they'd had like half a shandy and were now absolutely legless because they don't drink. Oh no, we are millennials, we are good people. Huh? And they're in there, bit rowdy. The women ain't having none of that. Yes, come on, what do you want? Give me your order or get out. That's what they're like in there. Fabulous. It's wonderful seeing these girls, these ladies in there doing all that. Telling the kids how it is, yes. So there we are. Not bring home the bacon, bring home the bagels, and we'll have one more. Take the bull by the horns. Very anti-animal. It's take the flowers by the thorns. Thank you very much for that, Merlin. So there we are. I don't want to hear no more animal abuse on this programme. Thank you very much. No comments like that upsetting vegans. Enough of them have just killed themselves after hearing me say that. They're jumping in rivers. I'm telling you that now. Those poor vegans. We must feel sorry for them. I personally would love to be a vegan. I kid you not. I would love to be a vegan. I'm vegetarian. I hardly have, I think, what non-vegan stuff do I have? Probably yogurts. So a few dairy products. I'd love to come away from that. With the yogurts, I have tried a couple of soya yogurts, and quite frankly, they tasted like wallpaper paste. I tried the Alpro one, it just wasn't nice. It was a hell of a lot dearer than the other one as well. But there is hardly any animal products. I would actually like to be vegan. I would like that. Perhaps I'll try that next year. Something new every year to try. There we are. Good morning to... oh, John says the colours are okay now. I haven't done anything. I've made no adjustments, John. Made no adjustments at all. Claire, first Christmas party tonight. I'll be taking the Slimming World canapes. Good girl, Claire. I don't dare tell you what we ate yesterday. I'll come to that in a minute. I mean, is there enough time in the show to do all these things? I don't know if there is. Craig Mackenzie. Good morning, Craig. I'm going to have my funeral while I'm still alive. Good idea. Then you can enjoy it. Just imagine that. Having all that money spent on you and you don't see any of it. But of course you do if you're a believer, because you are watching from heaven above. Ah! Angels are gathering round you at this moment, ready to watch you and your family eating to celebrate your life. Did you do anything at all in your life that was worth celebrating, Craig? Probably not, lovey. Whereas me, I can stand up there and think how wonderful I've been over the years, how fantastically lucky I am to have these looks and permanently youthful looks. Craig's going to have his funeral while he's still alive. If they're going to have a booze up, I'm not missing that. You're booked. Thank you, Craig. Looking at your picture, I can imagine you like a bit of a drink, don't you? You know, all right, Chris, I bet you're probably drunk at the moment, have you? Had a couple of cans of Breaker when you got up, did you? Oh, Chris. Oh, right. Are you going to be one of those drunk people that turn up at my karaoke? Oh, mate. Hello, mate. I'm not putting in a song for myself. It's for my missus. Now, listen, mate. She's a really good singer. she got onto the first round of the X Factor. It was Simon Cowell, and he told her she was crap. But she ain't crap, mate. And some of them actually die in front of you. Security guards have to drag them out the door when these drunk people come and ask for requests. I can't be doing it with drunk people. Honestly, I cannot handle drunk people. I can handle people on ecstasy. They're all right. They love everyone. There's no violence from people on ecstasy. It's the drunkards. I can't handle them. All over the floor and all over the place. Thank you, Craig. Katie says her body is going to science. Well, what do you think they're going to do with that, Katie? Are you going to become something? Perhaps you could become a battery. Can they turn you into things? How about a battery? You like the sound of that? Becoming a battery. You could actually be powering our cock clock. Now, someone, who was it who said they didn't like that? I think it was my sister. She doesn't like the cock clock. I don't know why. What she's got, mind you, she eats chicken, my sister. That's probably, she don't like animals. My sister don't like animals. Pigs, cows, little chickens. Shoves them all in her mouth. That's why she's got something. I'm frightened. When she comes around here, I keep thinking she's going to break into my studio and eat my cock clock. Strange. Will I bring the cake at the wake? I like that, Adrian. Cake at the wake. See, you're a poet. You've missed something there, Adrian. While you're sitting there in your... I think you're still in hospital at the moment, aren't you? While you're sitting there in your... I bet you have a lovely time in it. I bet the food's lovely, isn't it, in hospital, isn't it? I bet you have massive portions, you know, a selection of different breakfasts and pastries to choose from. Then lunch comes. I mean, every day is an exciting day in a hospital here in the UK. We have the best food ever in the hospital. Believe me, I saw a picture. My brother-in-law was in hospital a little while ago. He had a wee problem. A wee problem. I hope you don't mind me telling you that. He had a great pain. He couldn't wee. Everything inflamed, whatever. I'm not a doctor, but everything inflamed. He couldn't wee. It was dreadful. And he had some sort of infection, which they gave him antibiotics, and eventually it sorted itself out. While he was on the hospital, he was in there on a Sunday and ordered a roast dinner, and he did ask not to have roast potatoes, right? And over came this bit of dead animal and a bit of broccoli, and that was it. I mean, it was dreadful. I'm sure it's not like that for you, Adrian. No doubt you're in a private hospital somewhere paying £500 a night. Selection of foods and television programmes. I bet you have an entertainer come in as well. Was it a magician? Something like that? We were treated to an excellent magic show the other day over at my nephew's, over at Gary's. Great nephew Harry and great niece Evie gave us a magic show, which I did actually video. I keep forgetting to put the video back together, and I'll show you that. Yes, magic show. Good morning to Dean Hoggett. Good morning, Dean. Jake Hook, relight my fire, relight my fire. Now, Jake and his mate, oh Christ, what's his name? William. I think it's William. They do a video chat show, and I inspired them. Isn't that fantastic? And when you watch it, you can. It's very well done. Really well done. I watched it. I managed to get round to watching it for the first time yesterday. Sometimes, and I apologise for that, Jake, it does take me a long time to get round to do things sometimes. What happens, especially on Facebook, and I'm sure most of you do the same thing, you might see a message and you're doing so. I'll come back to that in a minute, and then you've forgotten. You've got to deal with it there and then. Well, I saw your show last night. Actually, I watched it part of the time. I was sitting on the toilet at the time. I hope you don't mind me telling you that. I went in, started watching it in the living room. Then I took my Apple iPad. Have you got one of these? Apple iPad. Then I took my Apple iPad into the kitchen to while I was making my tea, and then from there into the bathroom, and I brushed my teeth, and I got you on there, and then on the toilet, I'm on there, and then I took you into bed with me, and I watched you on there a little bit while I drifted off to sleep in my lovely warm electric blanket. Oh, it's lovely, Jake. Oh, you better have an electric blanket than another fella in your bed. It's so much better. No farting, nothing. No smells, nothing. It's lovely. Even when when you get too hot and you're trying to move away from the other person in bed. You know that. We don't have that with electric. You just turn it off. No more problem. Electric blanket will not drag the duvet off you when you're a little bit cold. But more importantly than all the lot, they won't fart. Some people have got the most awful farts. I tell you, I can't tell you. Some people experience, you know, they're locked in a car somewhere, and you, oh no! And you have to open all the windows. I think cars should have automatic windows that suddenly come all the way down when someone farts in your car. There should be some sort of detector in there. When someone farts in the car, all the windows come down. Although you don't want to do that in London. You know, if you do that in certain areas, Hammersmith, Hackney, Hounslow, Brixton, Hampstead, you're probably all right. Richmond, you're probably all right. Barnes, you're all right. Putney, oh, you're getting that. Roehampton, no, not that one. In those areas, there would be an automatic cutout device which would not allow any windows to open or doors unlock. Dangerous places, darling. Old Trump. You know when Trump was saying that certain areas in London you shouldn't go to? He is absolutely right. All this, the old mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan was on there. Oh, I can't believe he said that. It's true. There are certain areas of London you shouldn't go to. And for a small fee, I will reveal those places to you, darling. But if you're coming to London on a holiday, you will need to know these places. Absolutely. And for just £50 plus VAT, don't ask me to do it without the VAT for cash only. I wouldn't sleep at night. People do that. Or can you do it without the tax? I beg your pardon? Without VAT? How are we supposed to buy more missiles and guns if you don't pay your VAT, dear? There was women on the telly the other day telling them to take VAT off tampons and things like that. Well, fair enough. OK, we'll take the VAT of the tampons, but there won't be any more missiles to protect you, dear. What you going to do then? Throw your used tampons at them as they come across the water? Shocking. Shocking state of affairs. I don't understand how some people think, Jake. I really don't. But him and his mate do this show, and it's really good. Quality is fantastic. More importantly, I always think in the picture is the sound quality, and they've got it. They've got proper mics, same as me. They've got a little bit of a set going on there. It's fantastic, and they do that live. And I will repost that actually on my wall. Your latest show. It's a bit more gay than me, as you can see. This is like a fairly straight program. You know, not camp in any way at all. You probably didn't even realise I was gay until I just told you now. It's not obvious, is it? It really isn't. I'm just like a normal person in the street. And then I put this jacket on and I become an international celebrity and superstar. That is how it is. Thank you. Let's have a look here. Good morning, Colin. Morning, Colin. Nice to see you. Claire, I love it. We'll save up for Chris Reardon karaoke funeral. Excellent. Claire's going to book me as well. She's going to save up so that she can afford me. You know, oh, by the way, I do terms, Claire. You can pay weekly. Say if you wanted to pay, you know, sort of £10 per week, you know, for the next year. Should we say year? You know, you can understand. I'll have to add a little bit of interest to that. It's only fair, but not a lot. Not a lot. So if you was to pay me £10 a week, okay, for 1 year, that will pay for me to do the karaoke at your funeral. Now, if you die within that year, then I'm afraid I'm not going to, you know, you've got to get up to the full year, like the national insurance contributions, like those. You don't want to miss any of those out, because when you become a pensioner, Claire, when is that, darling? A few months' time, is it? Or what is that, lovey? I'm sorry, I've got your age wrong there. I'm just judging by how you look. When you getting pension? Is it like sort of a couple of weeks' time, or what is it? You know, do tell us, Claire. But if you miss out contributions, that you don't get the whole pension. Did you know that? Oh yes. And people leave it to they get to a week before their pensions, right? And then they check with the pension people. Will I get? And then they find they haven't paid enough in. Oh, and then they say, well, how can I make that up? Too late. You're there, mate. And then you have to survive on £1.99 a week, which if you go into Aldi is actually quite cheap, quite easy to do your shopping in there. But even there, you might struggle by going into Aldi and doing your shopping. But if you complete the 52 weeks, If you don't complete the 52 weeks, then I'm afraid I won't be able to do the karaoke at your funeral unless you've written it in your will somewhere to leave me or one of your relatives an amount with brackets. You know, this is to, I don't know, this is to nephew John, and in brackets, please pay Chris Reardon karaoke £250 for this for my funeral. Close brackets. Now, when I say £250, that's just a figure that, you know, I've made up, which is the possible figure that, you know, you haven't paid in yet. Or if you want to pay for it all up front, Claire, I've got to give you a bit of a discount on that. Let's call it £515. £5 discount if you pay the whole thing up front in one go. Or if it's £10 a week, then, you know, then it's £10 a week for a year. Can't be fairer than that, Claire. I think you'll find that very fair, darling. Very, very fair indeed. Don't tell Duncan at Central Station, whatever you do. He'd be very upset with all these discounts going on. Going underground will definitely be top of my list. So Claire's going to have going underground at her funeral. That's a good one to do. Do you know, when I die, I don't really want to be buried and I don't want to be cremated. I want to go on a shelf. Didn't they used to do that in, I think, are they called mausoleums or something like that? Well, you get put in your coffin, okay, and you get taken to this little structure and then you just get pushed in there on the shelf somewhere with loads of other dead people. I quite like the idea of that. Is that more expensive? Can that still be done? Liking the idea of that. Let's have a look. John says he knows Steve Allen. I don't know about that, John. Do you have tea with him? We met him at a garden centre, I told you, a couple of years ago now, the Mulan's Garden Centre, and I went there, funny enough, I went there with my mate because Steve had kept talking about it, and we went there and we thought, well, this is good. And literally, we're walking around pushing the trolley. I used to love garden centres I used to go to all the time. We can't go anymore because I ran out of space in the garden, basically. And then I heard a voice, and I thought, that's Steve Allen, and I looked across and there he was. Steve Allen was there, fantastic. Good morning to Jason Richmond, who is in Tipton. Good morning, Jason. Welcome to this little bit of madness that we do most mornings. Welcome along. Chris Manzar says it's looking great in here. Thank you, Chris. Please get the elf hat. We'll finish off the whole ensemble. That's a good word from Claire there. Claire's a bit posh, so she can use words like that. Please don't use words like that unless you're posh. Claire can use it. John, don't use any words like that. You're not posh, John. I'm sorry, mate. Bit more down to earth. Like myself. Morning. John says you sound like Frankie Howard today. Oh, I haven't seen him for years, Frankie Howard. I know he's gone now, isn't he? But yeah, I used to love all that stuff. Oh, really? That sort of thing, doesn't he? I don't base myself on anyone, I'm afraid. I just do my own thing. If you're doing this sort of thing, anything like this, video, radio, and there's a lot of radio people out there who try and sound like someone that they, you know, like. You mustn't do that. Mustn't do that because it won't work. You look at some of these people on the telly, it doesn't. We were watching Bradley Walsh last night, actually. What a fantastic entertainer he is. I know I go on about him a lot. He really was doing, and I've never watched it before, actually, The Chase. Very good, The Chase. And the guy who is the chaser, I gather there's a few different chasers. One of them is on the celebrity thing, that Anne Hegarty, isn't it? She's on there. There's the black guy. I don't know what his name is. I think there's another bloke as well. Is there only 3 chasers or is there more than that? Anyway, he lost. And the family won, I think, £40,000. 10,000. Are they a family? Or just 4 random people? I don't know. £40,000 they won, which would get me, to do your funeral. Karaoke night. Karaoke night at John Parish's funeral. Something like that. You could have it advertised, neon lights and everything. Wonderful, wonderful. Christmas song, Chris says, Baby It's Cold Outside is being pulled here in the United States. Don't even go there. I've seen the story. What a load of crap. Some woman has gone on American television and says Baby It's Cold Outside is a sexist song. The radio stations, more fool them for pulling it. More fool them for pulling it. This song has been around for ages now. She has decided it's sexist. One person has gone on there and they've pulled it for... Why are we pandering to the bloody minor? They're not even a minority. They're a tiny, minuscule amount of people. And we're pandering to them all the time for all sorts of different things. In this case, a song on the radio. All that fuss about a record. Millions of people starving across the world. Love, why don't you worry about the people? Do something for the people who are starving across the world. I don't do any of that, admittedly. But if you want something to do, or is it that you just wanted your 5 minutes of fame on the television? Is that what it was, lovey? To go on American television in front of millions of people, oh, baby, it's cold outside. No, it's really sexist because da 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 da. Ah, and the radio, the fool at the radio station. This is in America. I don't think this has happened here yet. But we generally follow suit, don't we? The boss at the radio station pulled the song because she moaned. How about White Christmas then? What about White Christmas? Shall we pull that now? Is the term white not offensive to non-white people? Shall we pull that as well now? I mean, how far do you want to go? Shaking Stevens. Shaking Stevens. I'm offended by that. It's disrespectful for people with Parkinson's who shake a lot. You see how stupid it all is. I could go on and on. Not that I'm known for going on and on. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I cannot believe, even when these people... I mean, if someone come up and Chris, I don't think you should be... Get lost. Up, 2 fingers up to you. Go and mind your own bloody business. Don't like the song? Turn it off. Now, you have deprived all of us for listening to that lovely song, Baby, It's Cold Outside, sung, of course, by Tom Jones. He did one version of that, didn't he? Baby, it's cold outside. I think I'll have to try and learn that for the karaoke and see who gets upset. I'll have to try that one. Craig McKenzie, jazz hands, no clapping, it's offensive. Jazz hands, yeah, get lost, mate. No jazz hands here. I mean, that's offensive to me, that. That's offensive. It's offensive, again, to people with perhaps Parkinson's who've got the shakes. That's what you're doing. You're offending people. You see? So, basically, everything you see or do can be considered offensive to someone else. So, what do? I mean, do we all just sit here like this? So that we don't offend anyone? Because that's how it's going, isn't it? When you watch some of these science fiction films, people are... the drones or whatever, what are they called? You know, the things like humans, robots. Oh gosh, can't remember, but they're like robots, and they sit like that. Androids. No expression, no talking, nothing. They just perform tasks, turn things on and off, move something from left to right. But no personality. That's where we're going. Be very, very careful. All these idiots who come out with this crap. Greek yogurt, Katie. Greek yogurt is lovely. Thank you very much. Greek yogurt is what I have, Katie, for breakfast. I didn't finish my breakfast this morning. I wasn't that hungry, funnily enough. I'm not surprised after yesterday. I'll come to that in a minute. Good morning, Colin. So many snowflakes around these days. One woman on Good Morning Britain recently said guide dogs should not be used because they have not given their permission to become guide dogs. I have to tell you, there's one lad who watches... That's a really stupid comment to make. I'll go back on that. There's one lad, and you'll realise why I said that was a stupid comment for me to make, because I forgot then. But you won't mind. Brian James, who listens to the show, and he is blind. He is blind. He listens to the show, and he's got a guide dog. How do you feel about that, Brian? Eh? Someone who says guide dogs should not be used because they have not given their permission to be used as guide dogs. Stupid people. And I will tell you, see, the problem is no one's telling them they're stupid. I will tell them they're stupid. If someone comes up to me and says, you've got a cat, yeah, well, I had a cat. So say I've got a cat again, right? So I've got a cat again. You've got a cat, yeah. Well, don't you think that's offensive to cats? They didn't ask you to adopt them. I say, piss off, idiots. No one's telling them to piss off. You've got to tell them, because it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Idiots. We are surrounded by idiots. Snowflakes. And they're starting to appear on the radio as well now. Even presenters that have been there for some time, certain presenters, you can hear the, shall we say, well, let's make up a word now, the new snowflakeness in their conversations. I hope to God that I never become like a snowflake. Boring, no personality, and basically as thick as two short planks. I hope I never become a snowflake. I really don't. Ding dong cock clock. Ding dong cock clock. I like that. Chris. Adam, good morning to Adam the plumber. Royston wants his arses fed. His arses, is it? Royston wants his arse fed to the fish in the sea. He wants to be eaten by the fish at his funeral. Is that right? Adrian, they threw me out straight away from your operation, or one day afterwards. This at home with no nurses, and why you talk about my portion sizes? It's rather private. Poor old Adrian's been in hospital. Morning to Michael Lawrence, who's a bit late. Sorry for being late. Have you brought a note, Michael? You need to bring a note in. You need to bring a note in if you're late, my friend. All right. Let's have a look there. I thought you might want it to be stuffed instead of on the shelf. Oh no, I don't want to be stuffed, Adrian. No, thank you. I don't like stuffed animals. I think that's awful. I know some people, when their pets die, they have them stuffed and have them shoved in a corner. I don't know about that. It's not the same, is it? There are 4 chasers, Jason said. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not a regular viewer of the programme. I just think Bradley Walsh is incredibly talented, natural performer. A man. Well, I don't think he is performing, actually. That's him. I mean, when you see Bradley Walsh, that is him on there. He's not performing. There's no fakeness with him. There's so much fakeness on the television. It's unbelievable. Craig is dreaming of a multicultural, diverse Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. No, it doesn't work, does it? I'm dreaming of a multifunctional, diverse Christmas, just like... No, it doesn't fit, does it, to the tunes? Perhaps they could add some new notes. Perhaps they could add some new notes to that, Craig. The Katie, the Chaser, we have the show here. There are 3 over here from England in Australia. Oh, is that right? Okay, I didn't know that. They want to pull Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. They certainly do. Bullying, terrible thing. Bullying. I don't like bullies. Don't like bullies. Craig, true, we seem to have lost our ability to laugh at ourselves, and we need it. That's why the country is way too serious, looking for something to be offended by. All the time. Not me. I don't look to be offended by anyone. You know, say what you want. Won't bother me. If it's like now and again we might get what is the person who writes horrible messages? Might get a troll. We might get a troll. I don't usually respond to them. I just simply block them. Bye bye. Gone. What they want is a reaction. I swear, what most of these people want who come out with this crap, they want a reaction and they want to be on the telly for 5 minutes. And they are on the telly for 5 minutes. And then very quickly after that, lovies, they are forgotten. They are forgotten. That's it. Has he broke into that £5 note yet? No, I have not. Certainly not. Hello to Paul and Lou, who are in... How do you work that at? Royal Birmingham. When did Birmingham ever become royal? She won't go there, dear. You think the Queen will go to Birmingham to do what? Oh, I don't know. Have you got another something else to open there? What's happening in Birmingham? Is there another food bank to open or something? The Queen's not going to turn up there, dear. Ghastly place. Concrete everywhere. Oh, no, I think I might... The last time I was there was about 8 years ago. I think I did see a tree on my way there. Just one. It might have been a concrete tree. Like they got the concrete cows, haven't they, or something in Milton Keynes? Something like that. Adrian, why are you insulting snowflakes? They have feelings. They like airy properly. That light, any airy... What? That light... Adrian, you've got to get your typing right, dear. Check before you send. I'm having trouble working out your sentences. Why are you insulting snowflakes? They have feelings that light, airy, properly, here 1 minute, gone the next. Deadline for very short. Why should I be stressed out by your insults? Oh dear. Good morning to No Way. Welcome along, No Way, who's on Vaughan Live. Welcome to our show, Who Hates Bullies. I hate bullies. I particularly hate bullies at work. And I worked with two or three bullies at work over the years. And not necessarily towards me, but that doesn't matter. Towards bar staff. There was a particular one, a place in Ealing that I used to work, and he was just horrible to his young staff. He was really horrible to the point that I left. I left because of him, and I bumped into him 6 months later, and I lost the plot. I gave it to him verbally. I told him to keep away from me and never ever to talk to me again. He was a disgusting piece of filth, he really was. The way he talked to those young bar staff, you wouldn't have believed it. And of course, you know, the young, they don't say anything. These are like 19, 20 years old perhaps, something like that. Really awful people. Do you mind if I blow my nose? Just a minute. Would you like to listen to nose blowing, or shall I cut the sound? I'll cut the sound. There's no excuse to be bullies to people. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Colin says, I say things as I see them. If people don't like it, they can piss off in their sad, lonely lives. Absolutely, Colin. I think so. Craig, my agent, no longer with us, was a gay man in the 1970s. What he had to endure was disgusting. Thankfully, we have come a long way, and these young ones don't see that. No, I think sometimes young people who perhaps go in jobs for the first time, a lot of bar staff this happens to, and they think it's quite normal to be treated like dirt and spoken to like rubbish. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful, ghastly people. All of them. Not the young people, you know, the people doing the bullying. Awful. Adrian says, that's why I went to hospital. They cut off my fingers so I can't type anymore. Ah, I love it. I love it. Thank you, Adrian. No way. Beat one up in junior high school for bullying me. Good on you. Good on you, mate. You got him back, did you? He was an upper grader. Yeah. Paul and Lou, the snowflake generation is killing off comedy. Comedians are worried about something going viral now in seconds. Well, I've seen it so many times. I've worked with drag queens a lot over the years. And those shows have changed because, you know, a joke may be said on the stage and then someone shouts back, oh, that's really offensive towards whoever. Awful. Oh, Craig loves the Christmas background. Thank you, Craig. Excuse me, I've got hiccups here. Where can I get one? I want to use for my Christmas charity album. Awesome. Okay, there's a company called Rosegal. ROSEGAL, I think it is. I'll get a link and send it to you after the show, Chris. All right, rosegal.com, I think it is, or something like that. And they have all sorts of things in there, including these material backgrounds. And if I told you that didn't cost me any more than 20 quid, that. Okay? Just a little tip. If you do video things or anything like this or photographs, I would get a material one and not a plastic one. Because the plastic ones, the vinyl ones, tend to shine back in the light. So this is just material. That is basically material, and they printed the picture on it. Comes from China. But it'll be with you within a couple of weeks. It's fantastic, that stuff. Absolutely fantastic. All right? Any more here? Let's have a look. No Way, who was bullied, says, always made fun of me for bringing my lunch to school in a lunchbox. I mean, did he nick it? I bet he nicked the sandwiches off you as well, or tried to, did he? Horrible people. Horrible people. Absolutely horrible people. Katie says, we just legalised gay marriage in Australia. Oh, but there's no one to marry me, Katie, unfortunately. There is no one. Besides, let's be honest, Katie. Who wants to be married to the same old bloke for years? I mean, they get old. That's the trouble. They get old. There's an old lady. There's an old lady. She's about 64, 65. who used to live in my street, and I'll never forget. She was saying, "Why haven't you got anyone, Chris?" I said, "Well," I said, "I don't get chatted up." I said, "Well, that's a little bit of a lie. I do get chatted up, but people are my own age." I said, "And who wants to go out with someone their own age?" And she said to me, "Oh, I know what you mean," and walked off. I felt sorry for her husband. Good. All right. How are we doing? Have we been chatting for an hour? I haven't done any of my stories or anything this morning. That says low battery now, so I'm going to lose that in a minute. Oh, dear me. Yesterday, after the show yesterday, I went swimming, and then we went to a place called Louth. My sister, for my Christmas present, she used to say, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'm always, I don't like to ask for anything expensive, really. So what can my sister get me that won't cost her much money? And I thought, well, I want a pair of curtains for in here. Now, it's all right today, okay, but basically I've got a pair of shall we say see-through curtains in front of me. They're not see-through, but if the sun shines, I will go yellow. I will go bright yellow because the sun comes in. I want a pair of blackout curtains for there. Can you make me some? Because she's got this sewing machine and she makes stuff, right? She's made bunting for great niece Olivia's room, like a little flag, triangular flag, what she's done, and other bits and pieces. I think she's made cushions. So I said, try your hand at a pair of curtains. So yesterday we went to this place in Louth, which is about an hour's drive from here, where is a material place. Now, we had already been to a material place to choose some material. I think it was called Done In or something like that. Went in there. I didn't like any of it, really. I'm a bit fussy, I suppose. Am I fussy? Yeah, maybe I am, really. It's probably why I'm on my own. I have the Tinder and the Grindr open. Flick, flick, I don't fancy anyone. Flick, 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 flick. I've been a 3 hours. Flick, still haven't found anyone I like. What can you do? You know, what can you do? So we went there. I can only do. We were going down these tiny country lanes, you know, where you've got to pull over and wait if there's something coming the other way. And we arrived at this place, which I can only describe as a wooden shack. And outside is like a hand-painted sign, fabric, just on the side of the road. And my sister, "Oh, here it is, here it is." I'm like, "Where?" Because, of course, I'm looking for this big shop with a shop window. No, it's a little wooden shack in the garden of someone's house. So we got out of the car, me, my sister and my brother-in-law, and we went in there. And in there are rolls and rolls of material. Not like a shop, not all nicely set out, just like on shelves, like rolls and rolls, and went in there. And I think it might have been my brother-in-law, and we walked over to this roll of material. What about this one? And it was like boats, white, different colours, boats, little things like that. And I said, "Oh yeah, I like that one." And this often happens when I go in a shop. You can go in a whole shop, nothing there, and then you go in the next shop, there it is, right in front of you, and there it was. I said, "That's the one. I like that." Then I looked at everything else in the shop, loads and loads of it. I didn't like any of them, none of them. So we were just lucky. So she bought some of that. She wouldn't tell me how much it cost because obviously it's a Christmas present. And it's already, she hasn't got to put any lining on it apparently because it is a blackout one. It is like as material goes, it's not that pliable. I mean, it is pliable, but not like a piece of like a handkerchief or something like that. It's a bit more stiff, but not stiff, if you see what I mean. And it's got like this backing on it, like so, quite thick. And she said, "No, this is a blackout one anyway." She said, "I won't have to do much to that," so she's going to make us a pair of curtains. So that's where we went yesterday, which was really nice. Lovely day we had yesterday. We did loads of more stuff, but I tell you what, I've been sitting here an hour now. And I think we'll leave it there, and I'll save this. I would like to do a show tonight, so I might well do a show tonight. Keep an eye out for that. It would be probably starting sometime between 10 and 11 o'clock. Okay, so I'll probably do a show tonight, maybe not tomorrow morning. All right, just to let you know that. So I don't know what the time is wherever you are. So it would be round about, if I do one tonight, it'd be in around about 12 hours time. okay? Because I like to try and do a night show now and again for the people that can't join us during the day. So do try and join us tonight around about 10:30ish. Something like that, hopefully. Not guaranteed. Don't come back tomorrow. Oh, you said you'd do a show. Okay, not guaranteed. Let's just go on to the text messaging. A very good morning to Maureen this morning. Morning, Maureen. She sent this ages ago, actually. Who says, lovely Christmas video start and finish. Magical. Thank you, Maureen. Christmas is magical, Maureen. Christmas is magical. And good morning to Simon Keane, who writes, how about this for a story? In the Sun newspaper, Mr. Chop Chop, a speeding driver caught by an unmarked cop car told the cops he was in a rush, not because a pregnant woman went into labour. Oh no, he was in a rush to get home as he didn't want his McDonald's burger to go cold. Discuss. Well, what's the problem with that? He probably didn't want it to go cold, Simon. Not everyone likes cold burgers like you, my friend. What a strange creature you are, enjoying cold burgers. This poor bloke didn't want a cold burger, so he was rushing home. I don't see a problem with that. What's the problem? Not everyone likes cold burgers like you. I've had cold chips before. They're not bad. And on the sort of flip side of that, try a warm McDonald's shake. They are disgusting. Vanilla McDonald's shake cold? Yeah, I'll have some of that. I like some of that. Warm McDonald's shake, not nice. Let it go warm and just try it. Go on, it's worth spending the pound to just try that out. There's another thing for me from Simon, I think. Mr. Chop Chop, if you steal from an Apple store, do they charge you with scrumping? You fool. He's a nutter, that bleeding Simon, I tell you, up in Stoke. Good morning, Simon. Thank God there are no photos of Barry Manilow on your wall. Well, right, after saying that, I'm going to bring down a Barry photo just to piss you off, John Parrish. There's going to be a Barry Manilow thing up there very, very soon, just to upset you, my friend. Yeah, are you offended? Good. 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 I would love a backdrop too. Okay, let me just check out if I can find the place. Rose Gal. Actually, how am I going to do this? Can I do this? Yeah, I think so. Let's just, if I can find, I'll find the web link for you. I'll post it if I can on the messages there, and then you can all go and have a little look if you want. I've ordered some more. There are another 3 coming. There's another Christmas one for our Bracknell studios, which you'll probably see, but I probably try and do it Saturday afternoon, so that should be up by Sunday's show, I hope, for you. Okay, now let me see if I can find this. What I'll do is link you. That looks about right. Is that it there? There's the order. I'll link you to one of the, there we go. I'll link you to, because I've ordered another winter one. I've ordered another winter one for the Bracknell, from my Bracknell place. Right, there we go. Is that it there? That looks about right. And this particular one that I've ordered is like snow-covered trees and things like that. It could be classed as Christmassy, but I'm going to use it as a winter backdrop. Right, hang on a minute. Where are we now? If I can post that there and I'll check it comes up, all right? Not done it yet. Hang on a minute, just a second. Sweethearts. There we go, write a comment. Let's try it on there. Order detail. And is that going to work? Does that work? See if that's come up there. Can someone click on that and see if you can see it? Or it might come up as my order. I don't... Oh, no, there it is. That's come up. Okay, that's just one of them on there. So that's giving you the link to take you sort of roughly where it is. And then there are loads of them to choose from. And they are not expensive. They are not expensive at all. As I say, something like that's going to cost you about 20 quid. And you can put it on a blank wall, like a big picture. They're beautiful. And they are good quality, as you can see from that. Craig was saying, good advice. The ones on eBay are vinyl and will shine back. Yes, and you can find the vinyl ones are also much more expensive, Craig. 60, 70 quid. That's 20 quid. Really good value they are. Paul says, Louth is a lovely town. I've been there lots because Lou's dad lives there near Chris. Yes, and well, after that, we then went into Louth town and we had a bit of dinner at a pub. And you park in the Co-op car park. Do you know the pub I mean? And literally next to the Co-op car park is this pub. I didn't see the name of the pub, unfortunately, but I had a veggie burger and chips. My brother-in-law and my sister, they had steak, chips and peas, and then we all had syrup, sponge and custard. Oh, syrup, sponge and custard. Now you're talking. Yes, please, mummy. And I had 2 cups of tea and they had a soft drink each, and all that comes to 36 quid. That's not bad, is it? And it was a lovely meal. The waitress was a little bit sharp, I think, with my brother-in-law. Can't remember what he said now. He was only asking her for something. Oh, no, it was my sister. It was my sister. My sister said, so Martin's dinner come and it had gravy and a gravy boat as well. Funnily enough, the custard came like that. So you got your syrup sponge with the custard on it and another load of custard on the side. We like custard. Ambrosia dairy cream custard. Vegans don't like that. Dairy, very bad. Very bad. But I love it. Tins of ambrosia dairy cream custard. You can't go wrong with that, can you? Eh? So Martin's has come and my sister said, oh, can I have mine without the gravy on there? And the woman said, oh, it's done now. And there was no smile. Not, oh, I'm really sorry, it's done now. It's done now. Rude. Rude cow she was. That was the only item of rudeness. So we let that one go. So we had that, as I say, £36, and we had trouble moving after that. And then later on we went out, but I'll tell you about the rest of it if I'm with you tonight, okay? Otherwise we'll never get out of here. No Way says I'm too picky. He is too. Blackout fabric is what the curtain's made of. That is correct. Blackout fabric is what the curtain's made of, so she hasn't got to put her back into that. So that make it a little bit easier for her as well. Let's have a look there. That's it, custard. We like custard. She was a rude cow. Of course, the people on YouTube won't have got that, will they? I tell you what, people on YouTube, you'll have to go on, because I can't. Or you may have got it. Did you get the link, the people on YouTube, or not? You should have got that. All right, so just have a little look around there. Order whatever you want. You might still be in time to get there's loads of Christmas ones on there. There's absolutely loads of Christmas ones on there, all different scenes, and they're very, very well done. Really well done. And but remember, they come from China, so it might be a couple of weeks till you get them. But very, very good quality indeed. In fact, better quality than the picture I've got behind it, you know, of this scene, which is just up the road there. All right. Okay, birthday time, boys and girls. It's birthday time here on United Kingdom Talk, as hosted by Chris Reardon. Only 4 birthdays today. We've got today on this Thursday, the 6th of December 2018. Happy birthday to Tim Connor, young 66 years old. Good morning, Tim. Happy birthday to you. Alhussainy Ahmed, good morning to you. Happy birthday to you. Darren Kavanagh is today 43 years old. And young Jack. Good morning, Jack. Jack Bradley Cox. I haven't seen for some time now. He came a couple of times to the karaoke when we were hosting that in the Cherry Tree, which is in Dulwich, which we don't do anymore. It was a couple of years ago now, that one. Jack is today 23 years old. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. Okay. Whatever you're doing today, do something to make someone smile today. And if someone offends you, just walk away. Just walk away. No need to write to the papers. All right. Thanks a lot, gang. Have a lovely day. I hope to see you again, perhaps this evening, around about 10:30, 11:30, somewhere around there. If not, again tomorrow morning. See you soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.